Hello and welcome to At Home with Lucas. So we're going to be talking about a hand crank coffee grinder. Yes, we are going back in time and we are going to start grinding up our beans 1 ounce at a time. No more are we going to do the 12 ounces at a time automatic. We're doing hands-on. We're going to put in manual labor. No, I'm just kidding. I've always wondered though, do these hand crank grinders actually grind up coffee beans well? You would think that they would, but then you would also think maybe they're just gonna make the beans just like jagged and just horrible. So in this video, we're gonna be doing hands-on with a grinder, then we're gonna throw some beans in that grinder and we're gonna grind those beans up and see how well do they break down. Is it a good way to grind up your coffee beans? Are you gonna break your arm just trying to use this hand crank? Then we're gonna figure out, is this something you can actually use daily, or are you gonna be using this just randomly to get a fresh cup of coffee but not use it every single morning, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, let's take a look at this bad boy right here. You got the LHS, almost my initials, -1A, and get rid of the S. Premium coffee grinder. That is what's up, people. This has the multiple settings for different size grind. That was the main reason I got this one over all the rest. Let's take a look at the side over here. How to use. Very, very cool. Good, simple instructions. I like that a lot. I also like the fact that this is in just a very simple looking box. It looks very much recycled. LHS again at the top. A little bit of backstory on these guys. The font is a little crooked. That's not my camera, and you're not having a stroke. That is very strange. All right. Ooh, do not wash with soapy water, people. That is a surefire way to get your stuff tasting like soap. I would avoid that at all costs for as long as possible. All right. Product details, very cool. Nice, nice. Got the size. Let's check the bottom. All right. Check the top. Looks about the same. Let's get this bad boy unboxed. Looks like there's no tape involved with this one. Ooh. Well, you're welcome. Oh, cool, cool. All right. That looks like the handle there. Very spinny, it looks like. And no screw head in sight, so that looks like it's a solid fit. Very nice. It has a very good spin to it. I really like that, because I can imagine this thing is going to be getting up to some pretty heavy RPMs. All right, enough playing with that thing. Let's get into this one. All right. Very cool. That is pretty solid plastic. It's a little thin, but it's definitely not a fingerprint magnet. As you can see, it has like tiny little ridges all over the place, which make it very, very appealing to the hand. Let me see if I can't turn the flashlight on. That does not help. Let me brighten this bad boy up a little bit for you guys. There we go. All right. Now you can see it crystal clear. Okay, so it looks like... Ooh, that is satisfying. Ooh, okay, people. That is extremely satisfying right there. Each one locks into place, and you don't have to worry. Nice. I like that a lot. Okay, and then you grab it up here. It feels like you grab it up here to unscrew the bottom. Let's see what we got going on in here. So that is actually plastic. So that's the first sort of like, I don't know, maybe I wish it was glass. Okay, that's interesting. Ooh, very interesting. So there's actually two sizes. Huh. Wow, so if you only wanted to grind up a small amount, that is very cool. I'm sure this goes to a espresso. I would imagine that probably fits right over some kind of espresso, and you can drop it in there, then tamp it down. I'm just going to guess without reading anything. That is very, very cool, people. I'm happy with that. All right. So it is made out of plastic and not glass, which means it won't break if it falls off the counter, but it also means that it's plastic. All right, let's take a look at the bottom here. You can see there is the grinder there. All right, I don't know much about grinders, so I couldn't tell you if that looked legit or not. I'm getting a slight vibe that this is similar to, say, a salt and pepper shaker grinder thing. Okay, that's interesting. So that looks like where the beans, you put the beans in, so, and then you turn it. That is kind of interesting and also a little bit annoying. Okay, so you have to feed them into this little mouth hole there in order to get them in place. Very, very interesting. I am not quite sure if I like that. We'll find out when I go to put the beans in it, but that right off the bat, I don't really like that. Now, let's put this bad boy on here. Okay, so it kind of just locks into place. Oh, that sounds weird. Oh, that is cracking me up. You need a little bit of oil, buddy. I don't know why that made me laugh. Wow, that really got me. Okay. And this plastic, it does not seem to be showing too many fingerprints, so that's kind of cool. The real test is going to be obviously the spinning of this and the grinding of said beans. So coming up, we are going to throw some beans into this bad boy and test this thing out and see how well does it actually grind your beans up. Is it going to be a uniform grind? Is it going to be a jagged, random mess of a grind? I really want to know, is this thing something that can rival a expensive electronic grinder? So let's jump into that. All right, let's load up this grinder. We have Don Pablo's bourbon coffee right there. I will have a full review up very soon if you're interested in that. But that is 1 ounce of coffee beans in there already. Here we go with 2 ounces. Three ounces. This thing actually holds a decent amount of coffee. It's very surprising. Are we going for 4 people? Are we gonna go with 4? Nope. We're going big, people. 4 ounces in there. Nice. That is actually a good amount of coffee beans in that grinder. I like that. All right, so we are going to set it to a fine setting and we are going to start to grind away. This is on fast motion, so you guys don't have to watch the kettle boil, as they say. So as you saw, there's 4 settings on the grinder, and I set it to the second. Ooh, that's gonna make me dizzy. I might have to cut that. And I set it to the second to the finest grind. Wow, watching that is almost like a trance video where they have those lights that they spin around. Yeah, my hands are literally shaking. All right, down the hatch we go. The last little bits are getting ground up. The pain is real, people. The pain is real. All right, let's take a closer look at these grounds. All right, so you can tell right away that these ground up very, very fine, like almost more of like an espresso, or even finer than espresso. It's actually quite fine. I was not expecting that at all. I was expecting something a little bit more jagged, a little bit larger, but this is very interesting. And if you notice, it's a very uniform grind, so that's actually kind of good for a hand grinder. I also would have thought that it would be uneven in the form of how it's ground up, so big thumbs up for that. All right, so now we are going to do this once again, people. I am not a scientist, but I believe in the scientific method. You have to do it more than once. All right, so we have this on the highest setting, so this is going to be the most coarse that you can get out of this grinder. Based on my last grind, I'm thinking that this is going to be better for pour over than the other one. So we're going to go ahead and take a closer look. I already went ahead and ground it up for you guys, so you don't have to watch it on camera again. All right, let's get a closer look at these grounds. Yeah, so that's looking a little bit more like a pour over. It might be a little bit closer to French press, but it definitely looks like it is going to be good for pour over as well. Once again, a uniform grind, so that is actually really, really nice. You got to put in the work, but you end up with a decent grind. That's not bad. All right, let's talk about this bad boy. So, final thoughts on this device. I actually really, really like it. I think that it is a really good device. It's super, super easy to clean, actually. So what I do is I run water right onto here, and I tap it out, and then I actually run water straight through there into the hopper and tap it out. I don't know if that's something that the manufacturer is going to frown on, but I do it and it sounds the same after it dries, so I'm guessing it's good to go. This is phenomenal for specialty coffees that you do not want the taste to transfer to the next ground you do. So that's really why I have this. I am almost 100% positive this is for an espresso shot. I believe this is the size and standard of one of those commercial espresso things. I don't know exactly what it's called because I don't own one, but that's cool. Also, if you're going to grind up a little bit of beans and not a lot, you may just want this in there so you don't have to clean the whole thing. So that's a cool feature. I really, really like how easily this, of course I say that and I'm struggling, but it's because I'm looking at my phone. I really like how easy that locks in, and when it does tighten all the way, it feels very secure and you don't feel like it's gonna fall out or that there's a gap there and you're gonna get some stuff out. So that thread is phenomenal. I really, really like it. This thing here is a little bit confusing because you have these grips. They look like they're these things over here. So when you're looking at it from afar, you're like, oh, okay, so my ground is going to be in the middle of that. Nope, it's over here. and I think that they could have done the design on this a little bit different. But the clickiness of this is still just as good. I really like that a lot. One thing from doing the grind test is I think that you're probably going to notice, like I did, that these settings are a little bit different than if you bought like a full-blown burr grinder. I think that a burr grinder is going to be more accurate, and this is probably a little bit off. I set it on the second to the smallest, and it made a little bit of powder almost. It was very, very finely ground, and I would imagine that this one here would be an extreme powder. And then this one up here made it a little bit too chunky, but I suspect that it comes down to how you spin this thing. So what I found in the last few spins was if I keep it at a consistent RPM, rotation per minute, that it would create I would hear it creating a more consistent grind. And if you started to go a little bit slower and you started to speed back up and go slower, it would affect the grind a little bit more. So that's one thing to note. Also, the way that you hold this is going to either make your hand die or make your hand feel great. So definitely don't be afraid to do it this way or this way. Figure out a way that works for you and get it down to a science so that when you do it, you're not destroying your hand. Also switch hands. I don't know if other grinders are a little bit easier to spin. I think they're not, because you're breaking down pretty hard beans, and I would imagine that each bean is going to be a little bit different in terms of how hard or soft it is for your grind test. So all in all, I want to give this thing a solid 4 stars out of 5 for all aspects of it. The way that you set the grind is really nice. The clickiness is great. The ability to clean it is phenomenal. This thing threads on. There we go. So easily, so smoothly. The handle, the bar is just far enough out. Now, bear in mind, this is my first hand grinder review. I will definitely be reviewing more on this channel, so I probably missed something. So if I did, be very kind and tell me that I am a moron and I missed something. No, I'm just kidding. Just tell me that I missed something, and I will take that into note for the next review, because like I said, this is my first and I'm very new to the review process of things. So all in all, I give this a solid 4 stars. I think it's phenomenal. I really enjoy using it. It is going to be a part of my daily, weekly, monthly consumption of coffee, and the possibilities for this are endless. Now, one thing I wish it had was a top for this, because maybe you want to grind up your beans and then you want to go on the road and you want to travel for maybe 3 days or something, and you want to have those beans fresh in here, sealed. So LHS, definitely think about selling, in addition to this, a top, if you will, with a seal. That would be absolutely amazing. Now, maybe you already do and I did not catch that, but that would be so cool to turn this hopper or catch into a travel container. That would be awesome. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this up here. At first I was like, oh, that's an interesting shape, or the fact that it doesn't open all the way. I actually really like this. It is concaved here, so when you pour your beans in, if they go over the side, they tend to fall right in the slot. So that is actually really cool. It's wide mouthed. I definitely like that a lot. But yeah, like I said, all in all, the build quality is good. Everything about it is good. It's just not a 5-star device. It's not going to be something I'm going to give 5 stars to. Right now it's a 4-star, and it's definitely worth your purchase. So don't be afraid. Buy it. All right, there you go. That's the hand crank coffee grinder. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely click that like button. And if you want to join the At Home with Lucas family, hit that subscribe button. Every time I get a subscriber, I get a boost to make more and more videos, and it's because of you guys I surpassed 1K. What? So excited. On my way to 1 million. Yes, people, this guy is here for the long haul, and I thank you so much for sticking with me and continuing to watch my channel grow. I'm only going up. But as always, I thank you for watching each and every one of my videos, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.